Hello, everyone. This is AT Boong. So this is my reflection of my second video, which covers standard 1 to 3. So let me go over several things I thought I did well in the video. First is how I deliberately focus on group work. And again, just like my baseline video, this one I already set up the groups before class. So this is the same groups from last week. So they pretty much are aware of who they work with. So there were a lot of collaboration, a lot of teamwork, and their skill set balance out. So this fits with the standard number 1, which covers the cognitive aspect of learning, allows them to think on their feet, critical thinking, the linguistic aspect, which they communicated with one another in their native language, and also we had our TA translate it if need be. The social aspect, obviously, there was a lot of communication in group work. The emotional aspect, hopefully, it was fun. It was very engaging for these students. And also the physical aspect. And as you can see throughout my video, both of my activities were very engaging, very lots of movement around. So there's a lot of physical activities involved. So I believe that that satisfied standard number 1 as well as standard number 3, which covers the learning environment. Here it talks about the teacher creating an environment to support individual and collaborative learning, and that encourage positive and social interaction, active engagement in learning, and self-motivation. As you can see a lot of these aspects were covered throughout my video. So again, the first aspect, group work, satisfies standard number 1 and 3. The second aspect I thought went well was the translation part that was delivered on my part, learning from my first baseline video. I thought maybe instructions need to be clearer. I asked concept checking questions as well as instructional checking questions. So that allows the TA to translate of what needed to be translated so that the students could understand the material, the grammar point, past simple past grammar, um, and then of course translation throughout the groups when students don't understand the instructions as well as the grammar. So that helps with comprehension for the group as well as individual students. It allows for group understanding, and it also promote understanding among different students. So I think that that's satisfied number 2, which focus on the individual different catering to different needs. The third thing I thought went well was the learning through play. So both of my activities were fun, engaging. It satisfied individual differences. It also uh, allows more of the reserved students, quiet, shy students to be more active. So their skill set balance out. So that satisfied number 2 in that it allows for uh, diverse differences. So the teacher uses understanding of individual differences and diverse culture and communities to ensure inclusive learning environment that enable each learner to meet high standards. And the purpose of this group activity, is that to meet those individual differences and needs. What I thought didn't went well according to what I saw through the video was I didn't show enough questions through the Kahoot activity. I only showed the part where the students play the guns, angel, and bomb aspect, but not the question. Because it's so the activities, the video recording of the activities were kind of skewed. The Kaboom game, I allocated more time on that and less time on the Kahoot, guns, bomb, and angel game. So maybe the next video I want to have show more balance between the two. Editing takes so much work, it takes up so much time, and so that's something to be mindful of in the next one. The next thing that I wanted to focus more on is the weaker students, because in group work I think the weaker students tend to be drowned out by the stronger students, and so I couldn't gauge whether or not students are learning or they understood the material as well, the grammar material, simple past, as well as the instructions, because the strong students tend to jump in and wanted to help really fast. So that's something to be mindful of. but also the engagement part helps satisfy the number two, standard number two, in that it focuses on the individual differences in diverse culture and communities to ensure inclusive learning. So the purpose and the deliberate part of my group activity is to ensure the differences in levels as well as personality, and I think they balance out. One thing I did notice is that some of the stronger students, they have to like learn to to flow with the group and not stand out, and the strongest weaker students have to like there's of a certain social pressure for them to step up and perform for the group so that they can save face, especially in Asian culture. And finally, I thought the other aspect was that maybe I put too much responsibility in the TA. I mean, he had his TA responsibilities. Now he had translation responsibility, and now of course behind the camera. So maybe next video I wanted to make look at other aspect where I'm able to allow more reduce his responsibility. And lastly, I also assigned more tasks for the weaker students, like passing out boards, markers, erasers, and picking things up, so that these are the hyperactive ones. I didn't want to punish them because they've been punished in other classes, so that if they are active and involved in class, they feel there's a sense of ownership and involved. It increases their confidence level as opposed to being punished for having excess energy. So to hone in on those excess energy so that they could help out in the classroom. So those are the several things that I focus on, and I think by honing in on those activities help uh, mesh with standard number two, which focus on the individual skill set, strong and weak points. So in summary, my lesson hopefully covers lesson 1, 2, and 3. Uh, Individual differences, creating a positive learning environment, and also covering several aspects of learner development. Thank you very much.